Foundational Black American. Why that term does not make sense to me, although it could apply to me. Here we go. This is coming from wordhippo.com. What is another word for foundational? Context of or relating to a foundation or foundations, belonging or happening near the beginning of a particular period, being in the basic or simplest form, capable of forming something, and it gives more. They have all the ground laying, fundamental, essential, cardinal, key, central, chief, rudimentary, basal, root, rudimental, necessary, quintessential, pivotal, staple, basic, primary, underlying, vital, elementary, elemental, intrinsic, principal, inherent, constitutional, crucial, indispensable, critical, innate, constitutive. Adjective. Belonging or happening near the beginning of a particular period. Now, I was born in the 70s to parents who are of antebellum enslaved African descent. I do have ancestors who were enslaved in what is now the United States, and according to this FBA thing, then that would make me in that FBA group. However, a descendant cannot be a founder unless they start something else, like a node that branches off on something else. So, for example, in the Bible, when many people use the Bible, I'd rather use another example, but I will use the Bible. Jacob was a descendant of Abraham. We could say that Abraham was foundational to Jacob, aka Israel. Jacob was a descendant, but he was also a founder of the Israelites. However, in that sense, but you can't really say that Abraham was a founder of the Israelites. Not exactly, because while he was an ancestor of the Israelites, Jacob was the actual person who took the name Israel to give rise to the Israelites. Or we could say that George Washington and Ben Franklin were English subjects Ben Franklin. Yes, Ben Franklin could be considered a foundational American. Maybe you can even call him a foundational white American because he existed at the time that the United States of America was established. Once America gained its independence from England, he became officially an American citizen. Before that, he was an English subject. So we can call him a founder in that sense. But if he has any descendants, his descendants would not be founders. They could not be foundational Americans because they did not exist at the time that America was founded. Descendant, a person, plant, or animal that is descended from a particular ancestor. So yes, maybe I could say that I have ancestors who were foundational Black Americans. But only then, that would only count for when black people became Americans. And black people did not become Americans at this point in time. There were no black Americans. There might have been black people in America, but there were no black Americans. Jus sanguinis citizenship. Jus sanguinis, a legal system in which our citizenship is determined by our parents' nationalities rather than where we were born. Jus sanguinis, parents, citizens of country B, baby born in country A, the baby becomes a citizen of country B. Jus solis, parents, citizens of country B, baby born in country A, the baby becomes a citizen of country A. Now you have people using this FBA term. Many of them are against black immigrants and even first generation black Americans, insisting that black American or African American, those who even want to use the term African, should only be reserved for those who descend from enslaved Africans or enslaved black people who resided in what is now the United States. So what they're arguing for, because they talk about lineage, is for jus sanguinis, a form of jus sanguinis, which actually undermines the 14th Amendment and the 1866 Civil Rights Act. Busta Rhymes, a rapper whose parents, sorry, I can't get good enough resolution, were born in Jamaica, while he was born, it says here, in East Flatbush, New York. So he is an American by jus soli. However, based upon jus sanguinis, he would be considered Jamaican, although even then it gets